Hello, friends. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm Sarah, and this is a place for people who are deconstructing or questioning their faith. If you are watching this back on the replay, I'm just answering comments that are coming up in the chat. So you should be able to set it so that you can read those comments. I think there's a setting for it. Hi, hi. All right, let me do this filter thing right now. So this should do it. Hello. Hey, Rachel. Hi, Lilith. It's been a little wild on the internet lately, so I put the subscriber filter on right away. But I hope you guys are doing well. Happy Tuesday. Hey, Matthew, it's so good to see you. Hi. Hello, Pezzo. Hope everyone's doing okay today. Learned how to deconstruct. What is the BRTR? Hi, Dr. Joe. Hi, hi. Max, hey. Oh, well, welcome, friends. Hopefully we can have a relatively chill day. Oh, well, happy birthday. I was, oh, well, thank you, Captain, so much for the super chat. And Captain Hammer says, I enjoyed your last Bible study as always. I appreciate that. I'm so glad that people like those. They're honestly really fun to do. Yeah, I did a TikTok live yesterday. Hi, Herb. And man, it was wild. Like people were just super duper angry. So yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna set this behind me. Oh, that's kind of better. Yeah, Dr. Joe, it is fun. Plus, like, I don't really have to do a lot of work anyway. It's mostly like me asking Justin questions. So, always fun. Hey, Eve. Hi, hi. Well, I didn't really pick a topic for today. And honestly, kind of in the same vein of not wanting to make people any extra angrier. Just, I don't know. It's a tough time in general. It's a tough time to be on the internet. It's just a tough time. But for anyone who's new, hi, I'm Sarah. Hey, Autumn. Hi, Rachel. So I consider myself an agnostic atheist. Hi. And I used to be a Protestant Christian. Oh, well, hi. I'm glad you made it on. Oh, do we? Oh, wait. Oh, this is someone being not nice. Yeah. Yeah, Dr. Joe or Matthew or someone, can you take care of Ather? Thanks, Eve. Mm. Never know where those are gonna go. Thanks, friends. Well, thanks, Grace. Hi, dyslexia. Hey, Chip, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Oh, did you check out their channel? Is it just me or is it just random stuff? Yeah, I think to your comment, the experience of like, oh, okay, cool. Self-righteous indignation is really addictive. Like it's such like it feels good in such a deep way. I think people can get in kind of a loop. Oh man, you went to the Creation Museum too? Oh, the animatronics were surprising. That was enjoyable. Yeah, it was. The Creation Museum is a wild time. Yeah, I think I elbowed Justin several times. I was like, just keep it together. Parts of it were funny, like the Adam and Eve, and they had like Adam and Eve together, and then there was a penguin and stuff. But some of it was really sad. Like it was sad when they were basically saying everything terrible that happens in the world is because of sin. And just showing pictures of atrocities. And that was like, that worldview, I think, causes a lot of harm. Oh, yeah, I know. My couch is kind of like the same color as my wall, which I would love to change one day. What was your fault? Oh, yes, Raging. There is a creation museum. Yep. Hi, Gary. And while there is a Noah's Ark component of the Creation Museum, there is then separately Noah's Ark all by itself. Both are real things. Oh, right. Yes. Gotcha, Eve. Yeah. Now I'm tracking. Sometimes I'm very slow with jokes. Fine, thanks. I know. That is the most ironic thing ever, that the Noah's Ark museum flooded. Like, you can't write better. Your mom went 2 weeks ago? Oh my gosh, did she go in a serious way or in an ironic way? That it flooded? Yeah, that is for real. That really did happen. And then they wanted a tax break and like money from the government to help fix it. Good morning. I know, right, Dr. Joe? Oh, man. Well, Chip, they would just say it was all God. Raging says, I could maybe grant that the reason why we have human caused suffering is because of Adam and Eve's fall, but I don't understand how that explains naturally caused suffering. Yeah, and usually the answer is essentially that Adam and Eve's sin just caused like the entire world to be broken. Um, which is wild, but the answer is now everything is bad and wrong, and that's why animals suffer, and that's why natural disasters happen. It's not a satisfying answer, but that's the answer that you'll get. Um, yeah, Jeff says sometimes I wonder if they really believe or just afraid not to. I think there's lots of both. I mean, I do think there are lots of Christians who are very genuine in their belief. Um, I do also think that there are many Christians who are afraid of hell. Well, Rodzilla, I mean, the whole thing was that he saved two of every species. I don't know why a Christian would pay to be misogynistic. Whatever floats your boat, man. Hey, Michelle. Dave says, hell kept me for years and years. I didn't know I have to save the mosquitoes, though, right? But wasn't it 7 pairs, including the unclean animals? So some of them it was 7, and the rest of them it was 2. So I think like the clean animals were 7, or the ones for sacrificing were 7, and then everything else was 2. Oh, that's the wrong mug. Well, Pezzo says, how would Adam and Eve be the progenitors of multiple races, ethnicities, languages, and cultures? The great answer to that is lots of time and evolution. Like, um, eh, yeah, they wouldn't. Yeah, Dyslexia says, I never realized how lucky I was to never believe in hell until recently. Listening to people on these lives suffering with the thought of it, even after not believing. Yeah, the concept of hell does cause a lot of unnecessary suffering. Well, hi from the UK. Yeah, we have a lot of church concerns here over in the US. Oh, thank you, Alan. Hi, Brandy. Oh man, Rachel says, I was taught as a kid that kids can go to hell. Ugh. I was never taught like a specific age of accountability, but when I asked, it was pretty young. Like if you listen to Justin do these debates, when people bring up this argument, he usually throws out like the age of 13 or something, but I think growing up, the age of accountability was like 8. Oh no. Miles says, I was taught that when it rains, that's God crying because I sinned. Oh, that's awful. Raging says, the eternal conscious torment version of hell seems like the least likely version, considering God's all loving and perfectly good nature. Yeah, I mean, and I think the other negative consequences of that is if you have to say that torturing people is good because God does it, then I think it warps your perception of what is good. Hi, Tony. Oh, well, Miles, I'm glad you didn't really believe it then. I would have felt very sad for you. Yeah, I think Christianity is relatively unique in the relentless emphasis on converting others. Falcon says, if God is all loving, all good, all knowing, then humans would never go to hell, ever. Therefore, he cannot be all good. Yeah, I mean, the answer that Christians will give me is that, oh no, that's God being just. I disagree. I don't think it's just, but that's the answer that you'll get. Amadeus says, why are we here? We're like walking meat bags with hair. I tried to get into religion, but it just gave me more confusion. Well, fair enough. Yeah. The Great Commission. Are you asking me what that is, or are you saying that's why Christians are so relentless in their proselytization? Yes to which one? Sorry. I asked 2 questions. Yeah, Falcon says an eternal punishment for a finite sin is not just in any sense of the word. Oh, yeah. I mean, then Christians will use the argument that you're sinning against God, who's infinite, so somehow infinite punishment is a just punishment. But again, I disagree with that too. Do you believe in life outside the solar system? It seems likely. I don't have any evidence of it, though. Hey, Panrek. Yeah, I guess that's true of Islam as well. But other than those two, Christianity and Islam, there's not a ton of other religions that are super into evangelism. Oh, well, I'm glad you're here. Is it possible to do any harm to an infinite being? When I was a kid, I was taught that I was grieving God. My sin did hurt God. But it's an interesting question. Well, you're right. Yeah, Raging says, to be fair, there are billions of Muslims and Christians, so you're more likely to be evangelized by those religions than others. That is very true. From my understanding, though, many other religions really don't care about evangelizing much. But gosh, there's so many religions. I certainly don't know them all. Do you believe that evil people usually get what they deserve later on? They say God punishes them, but I've seen certain bad people get rewarded in my personal life. Yeah, I mean, sometimes yes and sometimes no. I think often, if you are a cruel person, eventually you'll have negative consequences, but certainly people have gotten away with being cruel. Hi, Spark, it's good to see you. What is the watch I'm wearing? Oh gosh, it's just a Timex. Yeah, it does not do anything fancy. It tells the time, and it has a stopwatch feature. End of list. I'm like the only runner left who doesn't use a GPS watch. Reborn again, what are you hoping to accomplish by doing this? Like, do you think you're helping people, or are you posting Bible verses so that you can go later tell God that you posted Bible verses? Hi, Prestige. My bunny is good. What is my definition of justice? Oh, that's a hard word to define off the top of my head. Like, my perception of justice is, essentially getting the thing you deserve. But when it comes to like committing crimes or sins, and we're talking like what is a just punishment, my thought is that the punishment should be in proportion to the harm that you've caused. So that's my thought on that. I don't know what a G-Shock watch is. Okay, so for people who make comments about how white my teeth look, a big part of it literally is this ring light that I'm using. Like the ring light, the light itself, you can even see it like white reflecting off my cheeks. They're not this white in person. Define evangelizing so I can understand. Sure. So it is telling people about your beliefs with the purpose of converting them to your beliefs. Oh, it's a Casio watch. Okay. So, reborn again, dropping off Bible verses is not accomplishing your goal. Perhaps try something else. So, justice is the fair punishment for the wrongdoings based on whose opinion of wrong. So, if I'm talking about if you cause harm. So, the person who was harmed, they get to determine if they have been harmed and by how much. Thanks, Chip. I did have braces. That would be retribution. No, I think retribution would be causing the same amount of harm. Hang on, I think I'm gonna say this poorly. So like if we say that killing is wrong and someone kills my family member, like a punishment might be going to jail for the rest of your life versus retribution might be we go and kill the killer. So maybe I don't have the right language to describe those two things, but I think those two things are different. I don't think that's the definition of retribution. Why does the title point out that you are an ex-Christian if you don't want to talk about it? I'm not sure what you mean. Like, this is for other people who are ex-Christians or in that process, and that is what we're talking about. Yeah, Ayer, I don't think that's the definition of retribution either. Branko says, are most people with a secular mindset atheists? What do you mean then by a secular mindset? This is for ex-Christians. Yes. Thanks. Yes, Matthew. Vengeance is what I associate. Yeah, revenge, vengeance. That's retribution. You don't seem atheist. Perhaps you have a preconceived notion of what atheists are, and it might not be the correct preconceived notion. Hi, Dave. You're a Buddhist? Yeah, as long as you don't like preach or try to convert others, and you're reasonably kind, then yes. Reborn, all you're demonstrating here is that you don't actually respect us as humans. You're just trying to win brownie points, and it's not working. Try something else. Raging says, punishments are subjective, though. The length of jail time can vary per crime, per society. So if a society can decide an acceptable punishment for a specific crime, can't God do the same? I mean, sure, God could, but we would also have the right to say that that was unacceptable, right? Like if a society is doing something that we think is unjust, we change it. Hi, Ghost. Welcome. Zach, where are you getting that definition of retribution? Hi, Sammy. Welcome. Ayer, no, deconstruction means a critical examination of your beliefs, figuring out why you believe what you believe. Oh, well, Matthew got a totally different definition from Google too. Do you have any tips on ways to help my family understand my mindset concerning this stuff? It's been pretty difficult. That is hard. I mean, it depends, right? Like it depends on what kind of a relationship you have with your family, how openly you can talk about these things. I mean, I do think that there's a balance in trying to explain your perspective and also protecting your mental health. Something that has worked for me is still talking about all the things we have in common. Like I don't believe, and my parents do, but we still share a lot of the same values. And so finding other common ground might be helpful. Oh, it was ChatGPT. Well, yeah, ChatGPT will do that. Well, I'm glad you find it to be a cozy place, Jackie. Thanks, Amadeus. Yeah, Michelle says, I love it when they act like we don't know what's in the Bible. Yeah, it is. Sometimes I'll get people asking me like the most basic questions. I'm like, no, I've read the whole thing cover to cover. How does this even come up? No one has ever asked me. What? Checkers, you can't eat that. No. Oh, you naughty little bunny. Ma'am. You guys want to see what Checkers is getting herself into? Are you trying to eat those cookies? Those are not for you, little miss. Oh, she's excited. She's going to eat the cookies. Ah, there they go. What a naughty little bunny. Bye. Yeah, you can't have the cookies. They're not for you. No, ma'am. That's Checkers. Oh, no, Checkers, you can't have that. Nope, I'm gonna... Checkers, give me that. Give me... No, how did you get in there? Oh, my God. Ugh. The cookies have been rescued. Oh, but she spilled crumbs everywhere. Good thing Rose is not on here. She would be very stressed that there are now crumbs on my carpet. Oh, yeah, Bunny's like anything. Oh, hey, Artemis. Says, curious, is this a chat about theology and its creation and role in our society? Only indirectly. We do end up having that conversation. This is a chat for people who are deconstructing their faith or leaving their faith, or who are ex-believers in some religion. So yeah, we end up talking about those things sometimes. Hi, Shy Till I Die. Thank you so much for the super chat. I don't know what Mrs. Mo means, but hello, Chicagoan. Kiram says, since leaving Christianity, have you ever struggled with lingering Christian guilt? Yeah, so I think maybe the answer is yes, depending on how we are going to define that. I certainly kept for a long time that feeling of like, I have to be good. But in order to be good, you really have to be perfect. And anytime I mess up, that's just evidence of how bad of a person I am. And I kept that for a long time. Do you see televangelists as mostly self-interested beings? If you're a televangelist and you are asking people for money, I see that as a big problem. But particularly if you are telling people that if you give me this much money, God will give it back to you, then I think you're just predatory. What do you do when there are family prayers? Honestly, I kind of bow my head, but I don't close my eyes, and I just kind of sit there and patiently wait. If you believe in evolution, how do you think we started? Do you mean how did humans begin or how did life begin? Because it's a different answer. Jordan, I will be back on Thursday. Sorry, one sec. My light just turned off. I have to plug it back in. But see, this is my new plug that I got from you all. Still going strong. Thank you for saving me from potentially burning my house down. Yeah, so Artemis, we're not trying to like convince anyone of anything. It's much more like talking about what the process is like. So there might be some kind of debatey comments, but it's not the goal to convince people of any particular beliefs. That's fair, Flip. Flip says, Sarah, occasionally at family dinners, I'll be asked to say grace and I need to say, I'll pass. Fair enough. Tim asked, do you have a belief system? I don't have a religious belief system, if that is what you're asking. What was the first moment you realized you no longer believed? Yeah, and I remember this really specifically. It was literally a moment. I had been questioning deconstructing for about a year. And at the end of that process, I remember walking into a bookstore, like a Barnes and Noble or something, and kind of looking for one more book that might answer all my questions. And I picked up, I think it was a Dan Barker book that just said something like Pastor to Atheist. And I didn't even read the book. For whatever reason, just seeing that title, like something in my brain finally sort of clicked. And I thought, oh, I don't have to do this anymore. Like, I don't think any of this is real. And it was like, it was a moment, like all at once, even though, again, it was like a long process and then all at once. Oh, sorry, Shy, I am not. Do you have a theory that you can articulate that described your spiritual reality? You mean when I was a Christian or now? Because I don't believe in anything supernatural. Okay, Cheeto says, for question on evolution, I would like your perspective on both how Earth started and how humans were created. So Earth as a planet is formed like any other planet is formed. It happens when there's debris caught around a star, and millions of years and gravitational forces later, you end up with planets. Humans evolved from a species that no longer exists because it evolved into multiple other species. So it was kind of a great ape-like ancestor that then, as evolution happened, it branched off into multiple different species. And one of those species was humans. Yeah, Matthew is correct. Bear, a scientific theory does not mean a guess. Yeah, these two questions go together. Miles says, did mental health get better or worse without God? And Ghost answers, I got pretty depressed after, but once I started working on understanding myself, I felt life became less heavy and happier. Yeah, I think that's a lot of people's experience. Hi, Can Best. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the kind super chat. I really appreciate it. Can Best says, hey, leaving faith, always respect your considerate responses to callers. Well, hi, I'm glad you're here. Thank you. Hey, John. Tim, scientific theory is proven. You're thinking hypothesis. What you doing, checkers? You guys want? Oh, no, never mind. Do you believe in an afterlife? I don't. However, I have never died, so I can't be certain. But I don't think that there is one. Well, Noah, I'm glad you're experiencing peace. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Yeah, you can see the bunny. Here, one sec. Checkers, you have fans. You want to say hi? No. And you're just hoping for more cookies? Well, you ate all the crumbs, you little sneaky bunny. You gonna come up here? You wanna come up? No. She just wants more cookies. Chex. There's no more cookies. All right, little hippity hop. I was hoping she was gonna hop on the pillow. It's so cute when she does that. But anyway, that's Checkers. Wow, Jared, that was a lot of words. Do I have a Bible? I do. No, Cheeto, I think your comments have been very respectful. Why do people say theoretically when they're speaking hypothetically? I don't know, and I wish our colloquial language was different because it genuinely does cause a lot of confusion. I don't blame someone for saying, what are you talking about? It's just a theory, because the scientific term is so different from how we use it in everyday life. Like, that is genuinely confusing. Oh, you have a rabbit too? No, in science, that's not what it means, Tim. Hi, Finding. Scientific theories are disproving every day. I'm not sure what you mean. How did your sense of self shift after leaving Christianity? Oh man, what a question. I would say probably for the first few years after leaving, I struggled to figure out my sense of self. My entire identity was wrapped up in God and being a Christian, and trying to figure out who I was without that was hard. It was so disorienting. And so that was a long process. But after that long process, I think, I did get to a place of self-acceptance, not a place of approving of everything I always do, but feeling like I'm okay, like I'm not an evil, horrible human being. Oh, Chip. Well, that's very kind. Thank you, Chip, with the super chat. Chip says, I regularly super chat Justin, so this is to balance things out. That's very thoughtful. Thank you. Can Good night, Rational. Tim, actually, you do change the meaning of words in a scientific setting compared to an everyday setting. That literally does change the meaning of them, believe it or not. Night, Ghost. What gives you peace when you think about death today? Oh my gosh. Honestly, following hospice nurse Penny has really helped, and the way that like she describes the process sounds really peaceful, and that gives me some hope. Daryl says scientists are like politicians, can never get a straight answer. Actually, if someone tells you we know for certain, that is a snake oil salesman. A good scientist will say it depends. A good scientist will say, well, these are the things we know. However, these are the things we don't yet know. And so therefore, I can't give you a clear-cut, easy answer. That's the mark of a good scientist. Oh, that's interesting. John says, death doesn't scare me, but dying does. Good night, Jordan. I do throw in the well actually on occasion. Do I see the world differently? Probably, yeah. Do you wonder if Jesus was real but humans wrote the book? Yeah, I think that's totally possible. Daryl, can you give me an example of a fact? No, Kira, but it's good. I like the good questions. Jude, you're not helping anybody. Okay. How about a non-math one? Can you give me a fact that isn't a math problem? How do you find purpose in hard times without leaning on old beliefs? I find a lot of purpose in love and connection, honestly. That's really what keeps me going. Thank you. Okay, so Daryl, the sky is blue and the grass is green. Those facts are actually pieces of a theory. So to construct a theory, you take multiple facts, test them repeatedly, and then when you put them together, that's a scientific theory. Okay? So in the scientific structure, one fact is actually less than a whole scientific theory. Ooh, I look for joy every day. I love that. No, Tim, it's a scientific theory. Yeah, it's also, the sky is not always blue. Very true. Am I into science? Yes. Do you think spirituality is still healthy for society or really human nature as a whole? Um, it could be, yeah. I mean, I'm not opposed to spirituality at all. What is something interesting you learned? From my PhD, I will tell you my favorite fact. Think about the last time you sprinted, like you ran as hard as you could for a really short period of time, like 20 meters or something. At the end of that sprint, you were probably breathing really hard, right? The thing is, to do something in that short time span, you actually don't require oxygen to do that type of metabolism. However, for you to break down the glycogen and probably the phosphocreatine to get enough energy to sprint, you produce a lot of CO2 as a byproduct. So when you sprint really hard and then you're breathing hard afterwards, it's not that your body is gasping for more oxygen, but in fact, you've produced excess CO2 and you're actually trying to exhale to breathe it off. That's my favorite one. Okay, sounds good, Jordan. Jay Brown, how does science show a creator? Yeah, Chip says the sky is blue because of what parts of the light spectrum are absorbed by the atmosphere and what parts aren't, as well as what our eyes perceive. Yeah, color isn't even real. Yay! I'm glad you guys like my fun fact too. Daryl, yes, it's in what you posted there. It's a comprehensive explanation for a set of facts. Exactly, that's what I was saying. You have multiple facts and they fit together into a theory. That's exactly what I said. I'm glad you agree. Jeff says, why do Christians go into an atheist channel and try to debate, argue, and convert? I'll never unsee that thought process. Yeah, I mean, it's conversion, right? They're hoping to change our minds, I guess. Hayden says, so you're more out of religion than anti-religion. Yeah, that's correct. I am not anti-religion. Daryl, I don't know why you're continuing to copy paste this definition. I already told you that definition, and what you're copy and pasting is agreeing with what I told you. Tim says, I told my friend that thing about color the other day and he said I was crazy. You're not crazy. Well, that's good, John, that it went well. I hope you felt heard. Jude, if you're doing this because you love us, the way you treat someone that you love is you get to know them, right? You don't yell at them and then just leave and never talk to them again. So I don't think that you really love us because you don't know us at all. You might have kind of a general care for humanity sort of experience. I don't think that's love. Yeah, Emily says, why would anyone convert based on a stranger in a chat? If your religion is relationship based, start there. Exactly. Jude, you're never going to convert someone if you don't have a relationship with them first. Hey, Winter. Ruby is here to love us all. She loves almost everybody. She is kind of suspicious of a few people. That's interesting. Naz says, I don't think people are trying to convert over the internet. I think they are working out their debate skills, similar to how a comedian works out their set. Rubes, what you doing, big girl? Yeah, Emo says, I'd say spirituality is anything beyond our conscious mind. Kind of when we dream, that place we go where nothing makes sense but can be a guide towards inner feelings. Yeah, spirituality is such a big, broad word that it can mean anything. I have not, Beastly. Inorganic has never turned organic. Is that what did you say something else? Well, I appreciate that perspective, Hayden. Hayden says, science and good spirituality share a search for the truth and understanding reality. But that means if science proves something beyond belief, Christianity has to change, saying this as a Christian. Bye, Autumn. It literally isn't, James. So when you're talking about life and non-life, that's different than organic and inorganic. Science asks, why does this exist? Actually, science more frequently asks, how do things exist? Oh, hi, Chex. You want to come say hi? Hi, John. What's up, big bunny? Checkers came all the way. Oh, gosh, I have so many things plugged in, moving parts. Ah! She's on her very fancy pillow. Yeah, you look like I don't know, a rich pampered pet on your fancy pillow. Yeah, you do. Exactly. Checkers is what really matters here. Let's be honest. Yeah, Checkers, they're all just here for you. You're the real star here. It's a good bunny. Well, she does deserve a snack, and if you guys want, in a minute, I can feed her some greens, and she looks really cute when she eats them. Does Checkers also have a PhD? Oh, yeah, she does in trickery, sneakiness. Looks vicious. So if there's no God, then human life has no objective meaning. Do we create our own meaning? Yes, we do. Yeah. Oh, super chat could equal treats. Yeah, okay, super chat. I'll feed her treats. Julian says, I hear some rabbits like their personal space and only want to be petted if they come to you. Yeah, so I actually have 2 rabbits. And that very reason is why you see Checkers all the time and you almost never see Meatball. because she is much more shy and reserved. Whereas like Checkers follows me around the house like a little puppy. Oh, thank you. Okay, we will do some Checkers treats. Let's see. Hi, cutie pie. Do you deserve some treats? Yeah? Okay, hang on. You wait there. She really loves salad. Anything green. Oh, I think, can she have that flower? I don't remember. Hang on. But I'm going to go open the fridge and she's going to follow me. Are you coming? Sorry, my floor's dirty. Yep, here she comes to get her treats. All right, hang on. Oh, sorry, you guys don't want to see the inside of my fridge. It's not exciting. Okay, come here, chicks. Let's go somewhere a little lighter. Come here, baby. She's like, what the heck, Mom? Checkers, come here, baby. Come in. Okay, we'll do it right here. Here you go. Are those your snackies? Here she goes, happy girl, with all of her little leafies. Well, there is your cute ASMR for the day. I know, they're so cute when they eat. Oh my gosh, I love it. Yeah, notice no chewing of cud. Indeed. Noah says, in a society that's becoming more polarizing, do you believe there's room for meeting each other halfway? Both attempt to find meaning, both attempt to find a pathway to happiness. So I am an eternal optimist. And I think that we as humans do have a lot more in common with each other than we realize. I don't have any magic solution though, obviously things are incredibly complex and charged and vitriolic. That being said, I do think there are so many good humans in the world. And I do think at our core, we want the same things generally. It's just we have really different ways to go about getting them. Oh, well, yeah, aliens might do it. Oh, this is a good question too. Have you created new rituals that feel sacred to you? Gosh, sacred is such an interesting word for me. Honestly, running would probably be the closest thing. Hi, Kendra. Does Checkers prefer spring mix over straight romaine? Yeah, although really she prefers cilantro and parsley to anything else. Yeah, I get that, Chip. Yeah, James says, if everyone realized we are on a dang ball of dirt, it would help. I know. No, you're not allowed to feed them onions, Charles. Oh, 2 grandkitties. Oh, Patsy, you were? That's awesome. I don't think she can have falafel. Did your idea of right and wrong evolve after leaving or mostly stay the same? Mostly stay the same. I mean, there are probably some differences, but I think the real core stayed about the same. Yeah, Matthew says, did you see the study linking colon cancer to long distance running? And specifically ultra running. Night miles. Yeah, that was not great. Well, and I think, James, you know, at everyone's core, well, at the majority of people's core is empathy. And that's why I think our sense of morality has so much overlap. How do we get that core? Evolution. That sounded condescending. Of me? Oh, Herb for bunny treats. Thank you. Hang on. Ugh. Oh, if she ate all of her little leafies, she might get a blueberry. Hey, Chex, do you want a blueberry? Oh, hi. Unless Meatball came up here. Meatball, you up here? Hi, do you want a treat? We'll see if Meatball comes up here. You coming? Oh, hi, honey. Sorry, let me turn on a light. It's like super dark in here. You guys can meet Meatball. Yeah, you want treats? Let's see if you can do this in your litter box where you're supposed to. Boop. Okay, you ready? Oh, bah! Okay, girls, don't fight. They don't like each other. Okay, this is Meatball. She's bigger than Checkers. She's probably like a whole 25% bigger than Checkers. She is a big girl. There you go. Yeah, those are good treats. Meatball was a rescue. She was just dumped at a shelter in a Tupperware container. Oh, justice for Ruby. Okay, we'll get Ruby a treat too. Oh, so many good treaties for Meatball. Yeah. Oh, that's a good bunny. I love her, like all her white nose. It's so cute. I know. Could I help them get along? I have done all the things. So I don't know if there's anything else I can do to help them get along. All right, good girl. Her color is so different. Like here's Checkers. That's okay, baby. Look at her little paw. And then here's Meatball. Hi, Fluffy. All right, good bunnies. I have not tried praying, no. Yeah, Naz, I think people give a lot of credit to Christianity for things that did not actually originate with Christianity. Hi, Rubes. Oh, hey, baby. Hi. Do you want a treat? Okay, you have to sit. Good girl. Okay. There you go. Oh, yummy. Yeah, the people wanted to make sure you got treats too. Good girl. Yes, it. That's all your treats. You're welcome. But one more. I'm such a softie. Okay. One more treat. There you go. Good baby. Good girl. All done. Okay, everyone got their treats. All the animals are very happy. She is the best too. Yeah, she loves that little corner by the chair. My treat was the pumpkin spice cold foam that I put in my tea. Hi, Roops. Hey, baby. Whoa. Hi, sweetie. Okay, hang on. Let me just, I gotta put this, she's very demanding when she wants pets. Okay. Yeah, Diggs, I mean, Christianity, to your point of Christianity evolving, it absolutely has evolved quite a bit over time. Oh, a bookshelf tour. Oh, man. There is a weird combination of books there. Checkers is like a little food processor. I know. They eat so like chomp, 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 chomp. I totally understand being anti-pumpkin spice. I get it. I just love it anyway. Hopefully that took care of him. Yes, pumpkin spice latte is back. Although, as much as I love pumpkin spice itself, like the pumpkin and spice flavor, I actually don't like sugar in coffee. But like, you want to make like a pumpkin loaf with cream cheese frosting? Ugh, phenomenal. My thoughts on astrology. The thing is, I can't see any scientific reason why astrology would be true. You know, if anyone could explain some proposed mechanism, I would listen, but I can't see why it would work. It's so good, Eris. Ooh, yeah, pumpkin bread, pumpkin pie, absolutely. Twins debunks astrology. Yeah, that's fair. If you're given the opportunity to go to space, would you take it? Is this the kind of opportunity that like I go and come right back? Or is this the like you're gone for an extended period of time? Like if I could, I don't know, be in a rocket that went around the moon and came back, that would be pretty awesome. Exactly, Cindy. I mean, perhaps, Bryce. Right, what was I thinking, Sharon? I have not. Yeah, I guess I don't really know anything about rockets. I'm definitely not a rocket scientist. Very different kind of scientist. Has doing the videos with Justin expanded your knowledge about Christianity? Yes, absolutely. Ekta, hi! Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Oop, oops, don't pull on that. That's a cord, honey. Oop, there you go. Okay, good girl. A scientist rocket? There's an ice wall? Is that a flat earth thing? Ah. Oh, I hate learning about that, Patsy. It's, I can't stand when bad things happen to animals. Oh, geez, who's they? That's the craziest thing to me about like the flat earth conspiracy is who is gaining from that? Like, I don't, why? Ugh, that's unfortunate. Well, oh. How you doing, Rubes? Feeling good? Okay, I am, oh gosh. I am going to call it a night. Thank you guys so much for a nice chat. Oh, and yeah, sorry, like you just asked that, Ekta, and now I'm leaving, but just to kind of boost your comment, Ekta says, any other trans folks in the chat struggling to do normal life stuff? And for people who are looking for places to connect, there's Recovering from Religion has a lot of support groups. I have a Discord server for people who are deconstructing. And I mean, say my TikTok, there's probably more of a sense of community, but it itself is maybe not a community. But I hope that there are, some places where you can find some more connection too. Doug's angel. Aw, I love that. Oh, thanks for coming. Oh, atheist named Lilith, trans here too. So yeah, Ekta and atheist, maybe you all can connect in some way. Oh yeah. If anyone is interested, on Sunday I'm going to be on the Atheist Experience. So if you are interested in watching that, it's Sunday, 4:30, I think. So yes, please come watch that too. Oh, nice. Oh, good. There's several trans folks in here. Awesome. Who's co-hosting? Justin. Is that guy gonna be there? That guy is gonna be there. Oh, I think it's 4:30 Central Time, so I guess that would be 5:30 Eastern Time. Thanks. Yeah, the Atheist Experience, like on their main YouTube page, I think, is where it will be. So if you just look up like the Atheist Experience, it should be there. Also, if you follow Justin at Deconstruction Zone, I bet he'll put a link on his page too. So yes, please come watch Justin and I on the Atheist Experience on Sunday. All right, and I will be back here on YouTube on Thursday as well. So thank you so much, friends, and I will talk to you soon.